Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome in. Another build here from me, myself, and I. This one's going to be covering ice. I'm just going to do ice AoE single target, and then we'll do a tank loadout for you guys. So let's jump into it. So, as you can see, we got blast adapter, ice elemental in my helmet, escalate might in my neck. In the back, I've just got a slot for my tank side, but if you were gonna do DPS, I would say do core strength in your chest, and or penetrating strikes. That's another good option. What you could have, and then do berserker in your back. In terms of the legs, wintry tempest. In terms of the boots, tumbler master, max damage in my hands. In terms of my artifacts, we're running the Quizlet, transformation card, and the strategist card. In terms of my allies, I'm running Superman, Luck of the Draw from Batman Who Laughs, and Warrior's Resolve. That being said, there is another option for you guys. If you don't really want to be interrupted, I would highly recommend running someone like Future Lex as number one, and then that would free up Superman. And then you would run Kryptonian Channeling. Channeled superpowers are no longer vulnerable to interrupts, increasing defense and toughness by 6% and increasing your control resistance by 10%. Bear in mind he's at level 10, so he's not at level 10, so he's still got 3 more levels to increase that. But the main reason you would run that is you would drop Zod, Warrior Resolve for Superman for the Kryptonian Channeling, and that would prevent you from being interrupted. In terms of the skills, obviously Frost Blast is interruptible, and so is Arctic Gust. So if we were running Superman for the channeled Kryptonian, we wouldn't be interrupted with this stuff. Okay, so take that into consideration. That's what that is. So obviously we got we got Frost Blast. What this does is it winds up like a Sub-Zero sort of attack, and then it throws some ice shards out. What you want to do is you want to wind that one up and clip it in with the Wintry Tempest. That's a nice clip right here. And then we do an Ice Boulder. And then we do Arctic Gust, Light Attack, Weave into an Arctic Gust. And then we queue for number 1 again to clip with number 2. Okay? That is the rotation. So as you can see here, if I get rid of my camera. Excuse me. Let's get rid of the camera and let's do a rotation for you. So you can see 1 into 2, number 3, Arctic Gust, Arctic Gust. We're going to queue number 1 again. And straight back into number 2, 3, Arctic Gust, Light Attack, Arctic Gust. Back into number 1. Back into number 2, number 3, Arctic Gust, Light Attack, Arctic Gust. Number 1 again. As you can see, that's the rotation. Scroll back up through here. As you can see, we did a 3.2. Retrospectively, 3.8, just under a 3.4. I did poll more with this earlier. If I scroll all the way back up here, we were doing a 3.5 with this loadout earlier. When I was testing it. That's like getting everything consistently like spot on, and plus, like I say, with Luck of the Draw, it's really just a chance. You know, you may get that the additional might, you may get the critical chance. If you get either one of them, you'll see more numbers, obviously, but you know the chances of that dropping and giving us one of them buffs, it's you know, it is a chance. So you're not always going to see the 3.5, you know, but retrospectively you'll always see around about a 3.2. So it's really not too bad. It's not too shabby. Obviously, let's go and do a rotation with the supercharge here. Let's drop everything in. In fact, I fucked up that. Let's reset. We're going to reset. Jump out of that and cancel that. We'll reset. We'll wait until that ticks over. Let's go over to these ones. I prefer these ones. They're a bit better. Alright. Just going to let it play out here. I think we're good. I think it's done its rotation here. So let's go straight into it. This time we're going to hit our ult after the rotation. Okay, straight into an ult. I'm now going to drop this. As you can see, when we're in Ice Elemental, we do have a secondary ult. And I run Blizzard for that additional damage. You know, and I would normally just say rock your Ice Elemental at 10k ult if you wanted to, because then you will pull considerable amount of damage by doing so. But that's entirely up to you. As you can see, we pulled a 5 mil, just under. You know, with that, so that wasn't too bad. Is what it is. There you go. There's a 6.8 mil. So we actually pulled more. So we pulled 6.8. I was going to say that's a bit low. But yeah, 6.8. So we nearly pulled a 7 mil. Rocking that. So yeah, there is that. That's retrospectively how I have my AoE. In terms of the single target, obviously, skill-wise, we take Freezing Breath, Amplified Heat Vision, Glacial Flash, Frost Snipe, Ice Elemental, Exabite. Obviously, with the thing here, we want the same loadout. So obviously, we want this, we want that, and we want Frost Snipe, and we want the other thing, wherever it is. Where are you? Around here somewhere. Not Impaling Ice. Where's the other one? Where is it? Wait, what? Oh, it's Glacial Flash. That's looking for the wrong thing here. Across by 1. There we go. And then obviously that would then be Blizzard again. And obviously Exabyte Robot Sidekick. So same principle. What I would do for a single target would be this. You know, obviously it would be the same as kind of the AoE retrospect when you're in Ice Elemental. But let's go ahead and jump in. I need to change my allies because I forgot that I didn't change them. So I only need to change the 1 for the luck of the draw. There we go. So obviously allies don't really change other than the fact that we take away Superman for crypto. Like I say, once again, I think there are, yeah, this one's vulnerable, that's vulnerable. So there's actually 3 vulnerability ones on this loadout. So like I say, once again, if you did not want to be vulnerability, I would say, you know, in my retrospect of what I run personally, I would do obviously Future Man who Future Lex, and then that drops Warrior Resolve then for Superman with the Kryptonian channeling, and that'll prevent you from being interrupted. This is personally what I would do with the allies. What I specifically have currently in my arsenal, that's probably what I would do. If you've got better ones, Blue Beetle leveled up is meant to be really, really good. It just is what it is. You know, realistically, as it's single target, you kind of want crypto anyway on a single target situation. But yeah, we just take Zod because I don't really care if I'm interrupted and stuff. Some people get assy with it. Some people don't care, like myself. Let's jump into a rotation. So obviously we just do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Light attack on the 4th one. Come back into level 1. Number 2. 3. 4. You can see we did a 1.5 mil. Probably gonna get one a little bit better than that. Ice is kind of like mid sort of range, like to pull the good numbers. As you can see, look, I've just gained another mil just from getting a little bit closer. I'm gonna try and build my supercharge up, and then my rocket supercharge as well. Bear in mind we won't have the second supercharge for the thing, but we will gain that extra damage output buff from having the thingy majiggy, you know. Okay, I'm gonna pop my supercharge here. As you can see, we've got better numbers now. We're almost like doubling our numbers pretty much on everything. It's kind of like monkey. As you can see, look, a 2.1 mil. So you can't really grumble at that. You know, the damage 2.2. So the damage is there, nonetheless. Okay, damage is there. Obviously we spec pretty much identical. Only difference is obviously with the single target you want these two. With AoE you just want robot psychic. You know, and your super strength as an AoE. Obviously single target you want these two. In terms of the super speed, stays the same. Obviously you just go down and get these two. And then obviously weapon, obviously I do dual wield for my weapon attack clip. And then obviously stat points, they are both the same direction. Obviously it's super powered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage, precision, after your might and power. So you do might and power first, and then the rest goes into prec. Okay, you could put it into health if you really wanted to. I just think putting it into precision is a little bit better. One, we get an extra weaponization rating, which in then turn makes our blast adapter damage do a little bit more. Plus, because it's a weapon attack from a light attack, therefore having that extra into precision does increase the blast adapter damage. Okay, so you gotta take that into consideration. Let's jump into the tank. All right, Tankarunu. So this one's a little bit different. So obviously with the tank, we are running an absorption adapter. Obviously my helmet doesn't really change. If I had a tank helmet, well, in fact, let me get that neck. So if I had because I've not got a neck yet for my tank, I need to get a tank net. I would do fortified assault, and then I need a helmet. Where's the helmet? There it is. For the helmet, let's have a look here, see what we got going on. I'd actually do dash attack in my current situation, what I'm actually doing. So with a neck, obviously because my neck mod's different and stuff. So obviously with the back, obviously we take accelerated ward. That's fucking handy for us. It helps us a lot. I take extended supercharge for my chest. You can take hearty if you really wanted to as a tank. That will give you that additional health if you wanted to take hearty. I just take extended supercharge, and if I was rocking a separate head for my tank, I would take the dash attack. Okay, because it would help with this loadout. In terms of the leg mods, there's not really a lot you could do. You could put Frost Slam there, But the problem is you're not really going to use Frost Slam. In that hindsight, you're not really going to use Frost Slam. So, but the option is there if you wanted to. But I don't really touch my legs. Obviously, Tumbling Master in the boots, and then I take Regenerative Shielding in my hands. In terms of my artifacts, what I've got going on in the tank right now, they're not very high. I've literally recently just compiled them back together and just started ranking them up again. Because I ended up sinking my other tank carts quite a while back now. So I'm just like rebuilding my tank carts again. So obviously, like I got every man prototype. That's just standard. Manacles of Force, very very nice to have. And then I got Distral Refractor. If I didn't want to run Distral, I would say get a 200 Lazarus Pit, and then drop that for that, and then run these three. I think you can't really go wrong with these three artifacts. I think that's probably the play in terms of tanking currently at the moment. But because we haven't got our Lazarus Pit to 200, I wouldn't even recommend using this unless you have it at 200. It is absolutely garbage unless you have it at 200. Okay? It does not work unless it's at 200. Okay? So don't use it unless it's at 200. That being said, I am waiting for the new artifact to arrive. We don't know when it's arriving, but there are 2 new artifacts arriving. We've got like a Vixen-esque kind of Power S artifact for the DPS where it enhances different animal spirits. So that's going to be kind of interesting to play around with, to see what that does. And then the tank side of one, it creates these whirlwind projectile of damage absorption around you, and then it reprojects it back at the enemy. So whatever damage you take, it nullifies the damage for yourself, but then it redistributes it out as damage. I think it was a little bit cranked up and a little bit broken on the test server, hence why they haven't released it with the current patch what we're in. But we're gonna wait and see. I'm probably gonna test them out. We're just waiting. We're waiting for that. So that is what that is. But in terms of the loadout, let's jump into the loadout. Obviously, we got Escapable Storm. This is our mass pole. You can, if you really wanted to, run Resonating Gale. I personally don't like Resonating Gale, plus it costs more when I can just grab them by using the Storm, okay? So there is that option. Obviously, we take Reflection. This is one of our shields. Our next shield on our list is Winter Ward. And then we have a third shield, which is Hardlight Shield. And then they have Shattered Restraints, which is also another shield. Plus, it's a group breakout. We'll get into that. And then we have Dash Attack, which is a supercharge, which doesn't cost a lot, but it also is a shield. So super nice to have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shields on our bar, potentially. In terms of the allies, I take Poison Ivy. I've never stressed this enough with Poison Ivy. I think she is just absolutely awesome because she just pulls everything in. She pulls everything in, and then she puts like a poison tick on them. And as you can see, we just pulled 553,000. Well, you can't see because I'm in the way. But we just pulled 553,000 with Poison Ivy just alone. Okay? So she does a ton of damage. But she also works as a pole. And I think that's very handy as a tank. I think she's very slept on. People don't really realize what she's capable of. And I just think she's really, really nice to have as a tank. Obviously, we take Superman for the breakout inspiring breakout. What this does is it gives the group a damage absorption shield. As you can see, we have the Superman shield around us right now, which nullifies more damage. Okay, so the fact that Shattered Restraints is a shield, plus it's a group breakout, and then on top of that, we're getting and giving. So we're getting and giving our group mates a 20% damage reduction shield. Currently at the level that I have him at level 7. I think that's pretty huge. You know, to nullify 20% damage reduction is really nice. And then we take Future Lex. I take Future Lex for the increased dominance, restoration, vitalization, defense for a percentage for 9 seconds. Whenever I drop below 50%. I don't really have too much options as a tank. I don't really know any other ones what are kind of really that great. As a tank, maybe this one, executing a block counter heals you for a percentage. Maybe Nubia might be pretty good once she's leveled up. I've never really dabbled with her, so I wouldn't really know too much on her. The only other one is this one, Partner in Crime. Gain 5% defense and heal for 1.5% of your maximum health every 3 seconds while you're transporting an object. It's no good because it's transporting an object. It means that I have to carry something. So that's no good. I mean, the bombshell audience isn't too bad. You know, whenever I do supply drop, we get like extra defense. That could always be, could be something. But realistically, I don't think we have too much options from what I've got in my owned allies tree, what I own. So, you know, obviously, if there's any other decent ones for a tank, let me know in the comments below, because, you know, it's definitely something what I'm always looking out for. That being said, I do also have a Lasso of Truth. If you're going to run Lasso of Truth, drop it for the Distro Refractor. You know, and keep every man and manacles. And then obviously in that retrospect, you would get rid of the Storm and you would run Lasso. All that does is it allows you to become a Lasso tank. Okay? And you just pull everything in. Like so. They're all tangled up and doing whatever they want to do. That's the only difference. That being said, bear in mind, take note that Lasso will only work at 160 plus. That's kind of where you want it. It needs to be at least 160 to pull at least 7 enemies. And even at 160, it only heals you for the 1%. So I think you actually need it to be, yeah, you need it to be 200 for the 2% heal, which it is what it is. It's just one of them things. Some artifacts in the game are just 200 arts, like the E-Bond's 200 art. You've got a Lasso's 200 art. The Lazarus Pit is a 200 art. You know, it just is what it is, you know, at the end of the day. In terms of the way that we spec, I take superpowered, critical healing chance, critical healing magnitude. I then go straight into my dominance, and then I go into the restoration. I actually forgot to change all my shit around, but it is what it is. There we go. We're going over here. So obviously with this part, I would actually go pure dominance with this too. With these two big ones, I'd either go dominance or restoration. I think you could get away with both. It doesn't really make too much of an odd. But yeah, that's pretty much how I would spec as a ice tank. Go and try it out for yourself. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. All the best. Peace.